spiritual help to be able to pull them out the roach rim. So with that being said, you'll be shocked how many people succumb to being in the roach realm. It's one of the least talked about realms in spirituality. And a lot of people who fall victim to it, like for instance, as part of this curse that them wetbacks that put this shit on me, as well as Ingrid Heiberg, crack a bitch, their intentions is to have it set up to where I'm trapped in endless cockroaches and in a vat of acid of endless cockroaches. I'm also go ahead and mention this. I know I'm jumping from topic to topic, but it's a lot that I have to say, and my consciousness is all fucked up because of this shit, so bear with me. In the universe, roaches actually control consciousness. There's an entity called the niggermuck that controls consciousness. They control consciousness. Let me articulate it better. They're associated with consciousness. They control it. And it actually looks very similar to the entities that you see on Independence Day. The entities that came and took over. And from what I understand, from what they talked about in that KGB of Soviet aliens or some shit like that, I'll show you a picture. People. Now, with that being said, you have, a lot of people talk about the reptilians. I'm going to say something right now. I've seen the Watchers. There was a guy who wrote a book called The Rainmakers of Saturn. His name was Norm Bergman. And he talked about giant, 7-foot-tall black aliens in a giant, huge mothership creating the rings around Saturn, designed to keep. It's like they keep the order of the universe going. Like I say, there's no lie. Look, I'm wearing a fucking Trump hat and I'm wearing a fucking nice shirt. So just like that other guy who fucking went missing, he actually got killed by the Illuminati years ago. I'm trying to think of that fucking guy's name. He was something Richie from Boston, and then a Puerto Rican took over his channel. And I was able to find a screenshot of how he originally looked. And the guy they replaced him with, he was a 60-year-old white man, and they replaced him with a 30-year-old Puerto Rican. And he ran that channel for years, but he was just like me. He looked politically incorrect, he looked like a redneck, but he spoke truths. Deep spiritual truths that you wouldn't hear or get from any fucking where else. The guy was very, very deep, but they got rid of him. Just like they got rid of Mark Zuckerberg when he just knew a small modicum of what I know. It's a lot that I got to tell you, and we'll be disseminating it in our future videos. So anyways, with that being said, roaches control, the Watchers. From what I've seen during this, I don't even want to, it's a curse, but it's also been sort of a blessing. Because I've learned a lot to teach. The Watchers, I saw blacks, and I saw red-haired aliens, or red-haired woman, acting as the Watchers, the monitors. They talk a lot about how the alien grays, along with the reptilians, lost their soul matrix through some deal they made. I'm not sure if it was a demiurge or what. But anyways, they become one of the Watchers. And when you talk too many truths, they send Gumby-like entities, which are comprised of the souls of people who told similar I don't even want to say arcane, but similar truths that the demiurge don't want you disseminating. People who got turned into, because it happened to Ram Dass. Their minds get turned, it's like a fucking thick rock bowl. I feel it coming over me right now. Gets placed over their consciousness. And they can't think, so they can't think deep. They can't ruminate on subjects and topics like they used to. They'll put a thick bowl over your head. They'll make it look like fairy dust or something, which is very powerful along with angel dust in the spirit world. And they'll put that on your crown chakra, on your head, so that you won't be able to tell truths. But in the case of these people, if they're spirits or souls, they will have them looking like Gumby-like entities. Think of that cartoon Gumby, but they're white, meaning to clear your consciousness. And it's funny how in the Church of Scientology, they talk about clearance. I actually, when I tried to go to the self-fellowship realization yesterday, see if I could get a cleansing done from some people there, I was not that far from the Church of Scientology, and people don't realize, they think them people are a bunch of fucking weirdos and crazy, and they see a lot of fucking weirdos that be posted outside harassing and fucking with them goddamn people. Them motherfuckers are actually closer to the truth than what most people fucking think. This nasty motherfucker right here. Again, that's what happened with the reptilians. The reptilians had their connection to source, to God, removed, just like with the small, diminutive alien grays. And then from there, they became robots. There was a man by the name of Richard Shaver, and I actually heard in the spirit world as well the truth about the people he talked about, the Daros and the Taros. It's actually a colloquialism made by him for the reptilians that live underground and eat people and turn people into living furniture. That actually happened to Baron Samity's real self. And I believe Elegua's real self. And unlike Santa Muerte or Tulpa, these people actually existed. And I plan on talking or ruminating on that in the future. I'm not going to disseminate any real names. I don't want to do that. But, the real process of becoming a god, it ain't no fucking joke. It's hell. People end up, incarnated gods end up homeless. Look at me. Fucking homeless and been going through a lot of shit because of energy harvesting. And I, was told before I incarnated here to not show my spiritual powers because there was going to be 3 people in many timelines, especially the ones in which I attended Xavier Prep. I was to come across 3 people that would fuck up my shit the minute I started evincing my spiritual powers. And that's exactly what happened. But anyways, the reptilians, not so much as the alien grays, have become the connection to the demiurge to keep us humans, to keep us people ignorant. That's why, you see look, you have videos of people who are very spiritually powerful, and they may or may not know it, but they're knowledgeable about the occult, and they'll go missing, or they'll run to God. It's oftentimes, like I explained before, you butt heads with the demiurge because, like the Bible itself says, the demiurge is a jealous motherfucking God. Like it's shown. An entity with the head of a lion and the body of a dragon. Quetzalcoatl. But when I've seen him, he don't look like that, but it could be changed, switching it up of how he appears. It looks like a ugly ass dragon. But it's different for everybody. There was something in the ether just now. Right now I got, I hate to say it, I don't know what's going on with Darren Samity, but he's been helping these fucking people with fucking with my timelines and putting me into a timeline where I can't get my original timelines, and so does my blessings. It's designed to put me into a much poorer timeline where I could be energy harvested. Really fucking astral body harvested. That's why I got deep sunken eyes. They look worse as I'm doing this video. You know, from what I've seen in the astral plane, when they pick apart your astral body, you know, it reminds me of something like this. Where you can modify and change different astral body parts and so forth and so on. And pick and choose at your disposal. And the astral body is not that far from the physical body. It's actually the body that makes you you, your essence. It's a part of your essence. Now, I've been having evil motherfuckers try to steal that. You know, a lot of the knowledge I've learned from this whole fucking shit, it runs deep. You know, like when I've seen our connection to the astroscape, it looks a lot like a laptop. And it comes direct. It's connected directly to your consciousness. I feel something like fucking hands moving. I actually had a very, very powerful guy come and try to help me out with that. Evil. The minute I say something, it's like a laser pointer gets directed onto it. The minute I say something about something, especially an attribute, on my astral body, and next thing I know, it starts getting fucked with and harassed and molested. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's some evil fucking shit that these wetbacks done placed on me. Some real evil ass fucking shit. 6,000 hertz frequency works to run their asses off. I heard, say this right now, you can use 34 hertz frequency to correct the frequency if somebody modifies or changes it. That they were fucking with it. That they were fucking with 6,000 hertz frequency and making it worse against the people who were using it to test it out and see if what I'm saying is true. And it's all because, you know, from what I understand, supposedly, Quetzalcoatl controls consciousness. But I don't know if that's in the realm of the demiurge or what. But anyways, you know, I wanted to mention, you know, through all of that, through my speech, that my energy body it's I gotta figure out how to fucking close that. You know, I actually listened to a video where I had etheric walls being placed there to keep everything in so I don't get spiritually harassed as much. You know, it's a lot that I have to say. You know, that's why I look like shit. You know, I've had a lot of my astral body stolen, my consciousness stolen. Same thing happened to Kanye West, from what I'm understanding. You know, same thing happened to a lot of people who get placed in the realm in which I, you know, have been placed in. And then if I would try to close, I felt some close my etheric body, my astral body right now. If I would try to close it, I would face a lot of harassment from entities. So, you know, it's like I'm being put into a dumble bind. If I close my shit, I get harassed by the inner entities I got. I hate to say it, tulpas of, you know, we're somehow connected to the higher and higher selves of Ingrid Heiberg. She looks very similar to this. That you just saw, I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what's going on. When I felt their energy, it didn't seem like them, but I'm going to say this right now. When I would attack them in the spirit plane, it would turn out to be them. And I keep hearing it's them, but I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't know. Tulpas that look very similar to this, of the people who put this shit on me, are the entities that's involved. You know, from what I felt in the spirit plane, you know, these people will use disguises in the astral plane to disguise themselves. It's very complicated shit to fight, you know. I was told I could have easily taken it off, but it's not anything easy, especially if you have, you know, like I said, I got sacrificed to Baron Samedi, I believe, by a teacher by the name of Preston, Miss something Preston, back in high school. As a matter of fact, I had my spirit guides even say to me that I was walking around with a shopping cart in the astral plane, much like I'm doing now. So that, you know, which was a preview of what's to come for my life. This is why I've been stuck in poverty and, you know, going through a lot. I'm under heavy fucking curses. I would say Illuminati level type fucking curses. You know, some very, very similar. You know, I'm just going to say it like this actually happened to Hitler. He was placed under heavy ass curses. But, you know, when he got on his path and he started doing his Nazism and all of that, everything fell into place, you know, just like with me, but not as bad as me. You know, I have scissors that connects my body. He started to get clip-ons, you know, but before it was scissors, but they were protected as well as knives. I got scissors and knives that make up my astral body because of the shit that I got on me. And I've had my poor beleaguered spirit guide try to change it as much as she can, and she can only do so much. But like I say, when you have an easy life, like with Zendaya, you have paper clips, or not paper clips, but clippers, like for your hair, to hold everything together in the spirit plane on your astral body. Mine's are scissors and knives, but with no protection. Every time I try to put protection, something fucking moves. It's something real fucking evil. You know, but I'm going to say it right now. It doesn't help that my spirit team, you know, because of that Ingrid Heiberg fucking with my connection to He-Kate, as well as Baron Samedi, who has his own consciousness and all of that, you know, I'm stuck between the rock and the hard place, because he, you know, again, I was sacrificed to him, so he wasn't trying to help at one point. His real self sure as hell ain't trying to help out. He does, but he doesn't. And he's been trying to sell off that, you know, child consciousness, connecting me to that spirit guide, and I've been trying to get it back. I don't know if them people are holding him hostage in the hell realm. You know, like I say, he was stuck as living furniture for a long time. From what I understand, his real self, I was told that the real self of Ilegua, he's actually over Madonna. You know, it's an old black man who can barely walk. And I was told that he actually was stuck in the living furniture realm, his real self. And I've, you know, seen the same thing with my poor fucking dad. As a matter of fact, in that Istanbul place, I saw my father trapped there. And my family and my ancestors. You know, as part of this curse, they sacrificed not just me, but my family and my ancestors. And I keep getting shown and keep getting word that they died in that timeline where I got taken out of my body by Alex Nascimento, the entity here. Brenner. Back in August 22nd, 2022. And then with that Botanica Santa Muerte shop, that tulpa of theirs killed me in my sleep as well. And I've been out of my body ever since, and I felt it. I'm in my light body. I'm not in my physical body. And I can feel it. And they've been trying to turn me into a roach attachment to disguise me, keep me from being seen in the astral plane. It's a lot to preach. It's a lot. That's why I don't look well. You know, and I would get intimidated into not talking about this shit, which would just make the shit even fucking worse, you know. They have you living inside of your fucking head, pretty much, but it has real world physical consequences. And I'm not gonna lie when I say this, it's fucked me up. Because it's not an easy curse to break. There's some that involve stolen timelines. These people becoming your higher selves through entity attachments and trying to get, steadily get your shit back. And if you don't have a strong spiritual team, like the only ancestors I had were the ones that were under Baron Samedi. I got a Marie Laveau and all of that. With the exception of the white ones. The white ones are cool, and the white ones were the first to help me because I present as white in the astral plane. I hate to say it, but the ones with Baron Samedi are shit. But my other ancestors were getting blocked from being able to help me out. They were getting thrown all over the astral plane. I had one that was nicknamed Hamish that was very instrumental in helping me. He was an Englishman. From what I saw, I have a lot, and I even saw it on that DNA test, a lot of English, a lot of British. He helped out a lot. And Baron Samedi, the entity attachment I had at the time, this was going back to the summer 2023, when I was living in Malibu at the time, when I tried to make a second appearance out there and it didn't go anywhere. My van was fucked up and everything. Then them and a couple of my ancestors got thrown into the roach realm. They got one they nicknamed Michael Dudikoff or some shit like that, because it looks like him. They got thrown into the roach realm. These motherfuckers are going to try to fuck with them tonight, so just pray for them. But it doesn't help that I don't have a good spiritual team. It's probably because of trauma. My consciousness isn't all the way built, but I like the way in which I am. The reason why these motherfuckers put this shit on me was to steal what I got. From what I understand, this Ingrid Heiberg, just like that girl in Desperate, Louisiana, she was an ugly motherfucker. But she envied her because of her ugliness, and in my case, she wanted my personality, she wanted to be me, she wanted to be my skin color, all that bullshit. I've been getting energy harvested off of like a motherfucker. So I'm down to a child spirit guide, which all I have to help me. I remember when Baron Samedi first cursed me, he removed my main consciousness a long time ago, as well as, just like Alex Nascimento did to my grandfather, he removed the part of my astral body that had my spiritual powers. I see tornadoes coming to and forth because of what I'm saying. Again, I just don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. I had a bunch of spirits, so-called malevolent spirits from the future, actually, in the past. Go back in time when I was living on the PCH to warn me. And I'll show you pictures. Cry, one of which was Santa Muerte, another one that would be my brother or something, and my brother Kerry. They've really been hounding after my brother Kerry, because when I was going through my spiritual experience in jail, my brother made a pact with, I'm guessing there, my Satan or something, my entity attachment of Satan. He was real fucking cool, by the way. With that being said, I saw him stuck in hell realms, some wetbacks around here. I was told a gang sacrificed him to Quetzalcoatl and had him stuck in Quetzalcoatl. Me and my spirit guide was able to get them out. You know, you can use 3517 hertz frequency along with 3571 hertz frequency. And I had a lot of people trying to help me out in the spirit plane last night. And I had the Alex Nascimento entity try to bar. So I just want to thank everybody, you know, regardless of color, and, you know, who helped out. You know, I'm not the most politically correct person, but I speak my truth. I don't give a fuck, especially what I got on me. I want to thank everybody. Because that's some evil ass shit to put on somebody, and to parse somebody's spiritual powers and what's supposed to be their successorship, their legacy to somebody else without their permission. You know, again, I'm the victim of evil soul contracts, which I got to resolve. Along with, I'm just going to say it like this, straight up fucking dishonest energy vampires. You can use 451 hertz frequency along with 452 hertz frequency to fuck them up, as well as black tourmaline. But the problem with black tourmaline, just like what rainbow tourmaline is, I'm gonna say it right now, that motherfucker works way too good. It works too fucking good. Way too good. I couldn't, you know, I couldn't fuck with it for that long. I had to get rid of it. It works too fucking good. I'm having shit fuck with my damn head. I actually saw it when a really, really nice guy stepped in to help in the spirit plane. He saw people fucking with my entity attachments. That's what they do as part of this curse. They fuck with your entity attachments to God, which is your connection to God, your connection to source even, if it can get all the way up there. You know, it's hard to fight when the enemy is within, even though it's not you and it's not really a part of you. Like I said, through some complicated process, they make themselves a part of you by connecting to a spirit guide or something that, not spirit guide, but a higher self. They ingratiate themselves into your bloodline. That's what I first saw at the beginning of this course. I'll show you how your bloodline, your astral DNA works. First, they'll connect themselves to a higher self or to an ancestor, and then put them in the hell realm and turn them into a roach attachment that works for them, that's designed to steal shit from you. As a matter of fact, there was a YouTuber called the King of Aloha, or the Spiritual Gangster on YouTube, who actually had the same motherfuckers who were fucking with me go after them. Like I say, it's a highly, heavily dangerous fucking curse. And, you know, I'm also say this right now. When I used to woe people on the PCH, it's because they did something to me. Them motherfuckers, and they put a lot of fucking debts on my ass. And I didn't do that. I actually rescued people when I saw where I was placing them in the astral plane. But with that being said, them motherfuckers, they had a fucking guy, I knew a white guy, they, you know, looked like Gary Busey, a guy I used to have a crush on back in the day when I was young. Wears glasses. You know, he, from what I understand, he lives in Venice. You know, pray for the guy. He's a teacher at one of those big-time universities. Pray for him. And they were fucking with that guy. And they were putting shit on him because of his association with me. You know, I'm sorry that my parents got caught in the crosshairs, the crossfire of some evil, malicious-ass motherfucking people who want to divest you and take your shit. But I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to try to I will come back to YouTube. I'm not going to say try. I will. I'm not, you know, one thing about me is I have a strong, tenacious spirit. You can throw all sorts of shit at me. It's just like with any fucking black person. I'm built for adversity. I'm used to it. That's all I've known my entire fucking life is adversity. I've never known really living well except when I was a child. I feel so fucking hollow right now. You know, I feel so, it's not drained, but they'll literally remove pieces of your astral body. You know, that's why I call it astral body harvesting. So with that being said, You know, it's a lot that I want to share with folks that I've learned through the course of this curse. It's a very complex curse, but, you know, I'm just going to leave you all with this. This is some evil fucking shit to put on somebody. Just to have and become them. Envy is because of the fact that you're not controlled by the same roach attachments and spirits that put on me. World say that, yeah, we took her blessings and sold them to Timothy Chalamet along with the Zendaya. One of my blessings was to marry a basketball player. And like I say, he's with that billionaire. So that was actually supposed to be my blessing that he stole. They'll connect themselves to a higher self or to an ancestor and then put them in the hell realm and turn them into a roach attachment that works for them, that's designed to steal shit from you. As a matter of fact, there was a YouTuber called the King of Aloha, or the Spiritual Gangster on YouTube, who actually had the same motherfuckers who were fucking with me go after them. Like I say, it's a highly, heavily dangerous fucking curse. And, you know, I'm also say this right now. When I used to woe people on the PCH, it's because they did something to me. Them motherfuckers, and they put a lot of fucking debts on my ass. And I didn't do that. I actually rescued people when I saw where I was placing them in the astral plane. But with that being said, them motherfuckers, they had a fucking guy, I knew a white guy, they, you know, looked like Gary Busey, a guy I used to have a crush on back in the day when I was young. Wears glasses. You know, he, from what I understand, he lives in Venice. You know, pray for the guy. He's a teacher at one of those big-time universities. Pray for him. And they were fucking with that guy. And they were putting shit on him because of his association with me. You know, I'm sorry that my parents got caught in the crosshairs, the crossfire of some evil, malicious-ass motherfucking people who want to divest you and take your shit. But I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to try to I will come back to YouTube. I'm not going to say try, I will. I'm not, you know, one thing about me is I have a strong, tenacious spirit. You can throw all sorts of shit at me. It's just like with any fucking black person. I'm built for adversity. I'm used to it. That's all I've known my entire fucking life is adversity. I've never known really living well except when I was a child. I feel so fucking hollow right now. You know, I feel so, it's not drained, but they'll literally remove pieces of your astral body. You know, that's why I call it astral body harvesting. So with that being said, you know, it's a lot that I want to share with folks that I've learned through the course of this curse. It's a very complex curse, but, you know, I'm just going to leave you all with this. This is some evil fucking shit to put on somebody. Just to have and become them. Envy is because of the fact that you're not controlled by the same roach attachments and spirits that put on me.